off. It's that time. It's Friday. Hugh and Lisa, based in Inglewood. I'm streaming live from Team Equity LA. Hugh, he's streaming live from the satellite office.
I just want y'all to hear that. It's the satellite office.
He's streaming live from the satellite office, you all. And we are wanting to, well, first off, let's say this, Hugh, because I don't think we've actually had a segment since the start of 2018. So I think we should do some more live hellos.
Hey guys, hello, happy new year. Hope you're having a phenomenal year. Hope it gets even better. We started off our year pretty good, and not counting the fact that Lisa kicked me off my Facebook page, but that's all right. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, you know me. There are various things that I try to do. So I'm going to play with this camera view just a little bit. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I think that's the one. No, I don't remember. So for those of you who are new to Hugh and Lisa, I am Lisa Puerto. It's so funny when we're out in the field, I'll do this. I'm Hugh. That's Lisa.
Yeah, tell them Lisa Porto, super agent. Come on, tell them about some of the new things.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, you're right. It is 2018, and guess what I got to do, you guys? I got to have my show Ready Set Real Estate, which you see plug. You see the merch. If you haven't grabbed a T-shirt or you haven't grabbed a hat, you're sleeping on your girl. Come on. And this is all in great cause to support our nonprofit organization, Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation. So what's exciting is on Wednesdays, I do the show on Wednesdays, and it's now available on radio podcasts everywhere. So if you have a fancy device, tablet, iPhone, Android, you can type in Ready Set Real Estate or my name, Lisa Porto, and catch up on the great guests and wealth of real estate information that we're featuring from people all over this country, really in world, because I'm going to start to expand and bring some folks from outside that are doing also amazing things. So 2018, Hugh and I have rolled in. And by the way, this is my realtor partner, Hugh Williams. And I was going to say something else, Hugh, to that, but I'm just going to leave that there. Realtor partner. Realtor. Maybe if I say 3 times. Realtor partner. Realtor partner.
Business partner.
This is my business. Business realtor partner, Hugh Williams. And we are real estate professionals based out of Team Equity LA. We are based in a boutique firm in Inglewood, California. So again, just giving you a rundown.
You should also mention one of the hottest markets in the LA area right about now.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
If you're interested in selling or buying any kind of property, whether single family or income property, please get in touch with us now, because 2 or 3 years from now, you're going to wish you did, because this is an hot and amazing area.
That's a great plug for Inglewood. As most of you may have heard it in the song, Inglewood up to no good, but that's not the fact anymore. Everybody wants to know, they're breaking their necks when you hear Inglewood. So, and Inglewood is the equivalent to some of the cities and other places that I'm hearing across the country that are also going through redevelopment and also getting fancy stadiums and all kinds of things. So I think that brings us to speed, right, Hugh, for 2018. Yes. Some of the things that Hugh and I do in terms of our marketing methods and strategies and systems that we implement in our business is...
You threw a ball to me. Now, what am I supposed to do now? Tell me.
I just alley-ooped our systems, methods, and strategies.
So okay. System methods. We do open houses. We do door knocking. We do door-to-door. We speak to everybody we meet in every store or anywhere we go, and we send out cards, postcards, flyers. We let you know what we're doing as far as the real estate market go and how we can be of assistance to our community.
Very good. And see, I knew you had that because you segued right where I needed us to go, which brings us to Hero Loans. Okay. So mind you, Hugh said we are out in the field. We are outdoor knocking. We are out in the community. We are out connecting, talking with people, and being a resource. As a matter of fact, one of our taglines is helping you make the right move. Hold on, let's do it like this. Hugh and Lisa helping you
make the right move.
All right. So what I wanted to say with that now, okay, now with that being said, so what we're finding, and I felt like we needed to address it now because I'm starting to see it a little bit more. And so in doing a little bit of research, I found in 2017, there has been some articles that have been brought up on the pros and cons of Hero Loans. So on the screen here, you can see I've broken it down. And if you're listening to me, I'm going to repurpose this on our YouTube channel. We also do have a Hugh and Lisa YouTube channel, and I'll repurpose it as a special segment on the show, on my show and my platform. So you can also listen to it there. So HOME, the acronym is Home Energy Renovation Opportunity. That kind of all makes me cringe a little, just a little bit. It makes me cringe just a little bit, Hugh. I'm just going to be quite honest.
It's a wonderful opportunity if, like anything else, if it's used correctly and you know a lot about what you're doing. So that's one of the things why that we've come to understand that some people weren't as clear as they should have been. And once they get knee deep into it, then they, I really didn't understand. But the Hero program is a relatively really good, solid program for homeowners. If you're thinking about staying in your home long term, that's one of the most, if you're going to be there for a while, it's a great opportunity to make your home energy efficient and have the new bells and whistles that will save on energy.
Great. And I think that was perfect. And I'm so glad that Hugh talked about the pros because I'm not one to be a negative ninny.
Thank you.
I'm not one to be a negative ninny.
Thank
you.
The
cons are one that when I see the way it's been packaged and presented, that's now when we have an issue, okay? Because we have a growing number of people that really wanted to utilize the program to update their home, make it energy efficient, and be able to tap into this opportunity with no down payment, no credits, and no income verification as you would need in some other type of scenarios. In this case, it is looking at the home equity in your property. Now, with that being said, when I say packaged and presented, it was not presented in a clear manner is what I'm hearing. And this is personal, what we're personally hearing in terms of the experiences of people who have utilized and currently do have this program.
So we should specify some of the people. Now you got to remember that this is being sold by salespersons. So, and they're all independent. So
independent contractors that are signed up to utilize the funding available through the PACE program.
What happens then is some of them are not as qualified or not as upfront with all the things that they need to be upfront, or they could be fast talkers. And when you're dealing with an elderly person or someone who's looking for an easy way out, that not being 100% clear can cause problems down the line. So we just want to say Hero program is good when used properly, and the issue may be some of their salespersons, which we have heard not only from our market, but from other markets as well.
Right. So what's happening is 6 months after you have signed, it's an electronic signature financing, which that creates a very ease of finalizing the loan or adding this as a loan to your property. And loans are liens, and this particular lien is definitely attached to your property. And if you don't pay this loan, they can foreclose on you. So what people are finding,
Lisa, one other thing, this becomes a first position loan. That's really important. So, I mean, think about it. Your mortgage is usually first position. This moves up because it's on your property taxes. So now this becomes before your bank loan. Now, places like Freddie and Fannie, they don't like money coming out of your house before they get theirs. So these are the kind of things that we need that should be explained to people. When you say, oh, don't worry about it, it's on your property taxes, you really have to understand that the people may not really understand what that truly means, as far as if you move your job moves 5-6 months down the line, you want to sell your house. Now you have an issue. So it's sort of semantics, but it's important semantics as far as your property goes.
And I want to say that I just want to be clear for people when it says, oh, it's on your property taxes. So guess what? When your property taxes are due, that assessment is due, the installments are due. You may, especially in our elders who've been in their property for some decades, or even new people who may have done a first purchase and felt an opportunity to utilize the program to do some of the upgrades, you were accustomed to a certain amount that you were paying as part of your mortgage, albeit if it was impounded, that would include your property taxes. So once this is completed, again, you have a period of 6 months before the first payment kicks in. Now, what I'm finding is people are not aware, depending on the amount of the amount of work that got done is what's being attached as a loan to your property. And it's broken out in installments over a period of time with interest. Now, what people don't realize is that, like anything else, there's principal and interest, and there's an administrative fee. That's a part of that. And what's kind of the unfortunate thing is what we're seeing is that people didn't realize the exorbitant amounts, or even maybe a $200 or $300 difference. And for a lot of people who have been on fixed incomes and have been accustomed to paying their mortgage for whatever it used to be over a period of time, this is a huge change in their financial house.
Well-being, their financial everyday, day-to-day well-being.
Right. So now that we've addressed kind of what we are seeing that people were not clear or aware in terms of the installment, the lien, and potentially now you have your payments because it is attached to your property taxes. So you don't pay your property taxes because you feel like, well, you know what, I can't afford that, or that's too high at this point. It's out of my comfort zone. What do I do? Hugh, what do I do?
If you don't pay your property taxes, the one thing that you will have to do eventually is move because that's one of the few things that you get no light, no room, no breathing space. If your payments are impounded, your property taxes are impounded in your monthly mortgage, you might be able to go to your bank and say, hey, I'm struggling, help me out. But after a while with your property taxes, you have a certain amount of time where that is due, and then it begins to roll over, compounded quarterly. It adds up quickly. And as you know, most government agencies, they let you go for a little while, and then all of a sudden they hit you with the big number, and they give you a certain amount of days. And when they say those days are those days, trust me, there's no more speaking parts in the movie. It's done deal. So it can be overwhelming to people when they actually find out what they signed up for. Other people are well aware.
Exactly, which is what we're doing this segment for, is because while out in the field, we are seeing that people are unaware. And this is why, again, it's not a plug, but I'm an opportunist in the sense that it's not a plug, but I'm an opportunist in the sense that connecting with, and I ask people, and sometimes people say I don't have a doctor. If you have a PCP, right? For those of you who are not familiar with PCP, you have a primary care physician. Depending on your plan, right? You have a assigned PCP that you go to for care. And I like to say, let us be your primary care realtors. Because not only will we be your advocate, but having that dedicated professional that will be able to manage, assist, and be a resource in terms of your real estate saves you time, money, and energy in the long run. So I say that to add, as we are seeing more and more people who don't know what to do, it's very easy. Pick up the phone. You may call
323-348-1222. Lisa, give them the number, please.
You are at, I'm just going to add it here so that people have it.
Great.
And you can call us.
What we're saying is, we're not asking you to commit. We would love if you did commit to us, but say if you have a friend, a family member, and they're having issues, don't hesitate to give us a call. If we don't know, we will find out for you, or we will point you in the right direction. One of the things that we've seen a couple of times in our farm this year is after we've reached out to different homeowners, they were afraid or for some reason hesitant to get back to us until after the damage is so far gone till there's nothing that can be done. One of the most devastating days I've had all of last year was one of the homeowners that we constantly communicated with and gave information and just tried to get her to understand what was happening. She refused. She didn't respond. She was very reluctant to talk to us. And we're walking in our neighborhood one day and we see her being evicted. I don't care how cold you are. That's devastating when you see an older woman being put out of her house. And there's something that could have been done possibly. No promises, no guarantees, but if you start the process earlier, then at least you know where you stand and you don't get to that situation to where you come home and the sheriff's at your door. That's not good.
Yeah, I know that was hard hit for Hugh, actually, because I'm surprised 2018 and he brought it up. I wasn't expecting you to bring it up right now, but that just goes to show you the level of compassion this man has for the work that we do in terms of serving our communities. So yes, it definitely was one of those unfortunates, but I think that's why we also did that segment where it says, you know what, we kind of have to pop the bubble, be harsh about it, because there is a lot of emotional tied into being in denial about not being able to have a solution or feel like you don't have one. And when you're trying to process these things, especially in those types of situations, you're in your mind alone, and you feel that there is no help. But how many times, Hugh, that we kind of see that there's opportunities for people to be able to do something, and at least oftentimes maybe walk away with funds to just kind of relocate or start anew. Yes, I get it. But it's one of those things, which is why we came up with a program called the Fresh Start program, right? We came up with the Fresh Start program it's a packet of information that talks about after foreclosure or a deed in lieu of foreclosure. That's meaning you giving it back to the bank. There's a Fresh Start program, and there's ways to get you back on your feet. So it's not the end all to it. If you are losing your property, it happens to the best of us. And it's one of those things.
Life happens.
What's that?
Life happens.
Life happens, and life is happening. So we're going to wrap this up, Hugh, because it is Friday. People can catch us on the replay, and I thank you all for catching us on the replay. And Lathan wants popcorn, regardless of what we're talking about. Yes, awesome. So let us know again. You hear us say time and time again. Let us know who we can help, albeit you or someone you know. So if you know anyone who is in the market, who is considering, actively seeking to sell, buy a home or income property, we can help with standard sales, VA programs, first-time home buyer programs, estate sales, REOs. Did I miss anything, Hugh?
Probate. Right. Boss.
Estate sales. So, and also, we're not limited to just that. Again, the resource comes in where we can refer you to some of our vendor contractors, right? Give you an added resource there. Also, living trust attorneys. I'm huge on that.
Construction guys, plumber guys. We have ones that we've used, that we've vetted. They're pretty good. And if there's a problem, at least you know you have some kind of recourse. But in closing, I also want to mention we have a new pocket listing in Culver City. If you're interested, give us a call. It's 1 bedroom, 1 bath, right off of Jefferson. The asking is $450 for a condo. In that area, great deal. Great deal right about now. So I've lost Lisa. Where did you go?
I just wanted to see if I can make myself disappear and reappear. Voila.
Well, we all missed you. We all missed you. So don't disappear on us. So please give us a call. You have our numbers. Don't hesitate. If you have questions, concerns, or just want to say hi, reach out. Reach out.
I'm always welcome to conversation. Very good. That tells me it's about that time. All right.
Have a great weekend.
You as well. Thank you, guys. Let us know. He's on the satellite. Bye, you guys. We'll see you next week, Friday.
What is the satellite?